We begin with breaking news tonight. Fremantle captain Matthew Pavlich is poised to end speculation about a return to South Australia and sign a new contract with the Dockers. 7 News understands the finishing touches are being applied to a new $1 million plus 2-year deal being negotiated by Pavlich's management group, Elite Sports Properties. Pavlich is out of contract at the end of the season and re-signing the star is Fremantle's top off-field priority. And Pav's new forward-line partner, Chris Tarrant, says he's expecting a hostile reception when he fronts his old team Collingwood on Friday night. In this exclusive interview with Dockers teammate Heath Black, Tarrant reveals why he joined Fremantle and not the Eagles.
Tarrant flies, takes the mark.
Look, you've been at the club for nearly pretty much half the year. What are the differences between, obviously, Melbourne and Perth?
Yeah, I really wanted to get out of Victoria. I thought it was time for me to just experience something different and experience, a new club. At the end, West Coast pretty much weren't interested. I think they just won the flag, and so they weren't really looking for another forward. And we really went through what Freo had to offer, and I was really impressed with what they had to, what they really come up with.
Moving on to this week's game, obviously with Collingwood, do you think the crowd and the players are going to sort of get stuck into you, so to speak?
Yeah, I think so. I'm anticipating a pretty rowdy reception, I suppose. I wish the Wiz was there, so he used to take the booze away. He'd probably take half the booze away from me. They wouldn't know who to boo for. But I've just tried to put it at the back of my mind, but I've always sort of, even when the fixture come out, it was one of the first things I, look at. Where do we, play Collingwood? It's in Melbourne, unfortunately. I'd love to play him over here in Subiaco first.
Although he doesn't see a man running him down in Tarrant, who closed fast.
Coming into our forward line, we're gradually getting there, do you think?
The chemistry probably wasn't there at the start, but I think it's really working on it at the moment. It's coming along pretty well. I think playing with Pav is probably one of the best players I've played with, forward line players anyway. He brings everyone into the game. He's unselfish, which is, for someone of his stature and someone how he could dominate a game. He really is a team player, which is fantastic. So, and I think missing the Wiz, I'm looking forward. I haven't played a game with him yet at all, so I'm really looking forward to him coming back and sort of just sparking the crowd up and all the things that you played against him you used to do. I'm really looking forward to actually playing with him.
And Fremantle coach Chris Connolly has declared war on Collingwood this Friday night, with Chris Tarrant and Paul Medhurst set to play their first games against their former clubs. Connolly says the Magpie Army will be on the warpath.
For 8 seasons and 161 games, the Black and White Army love Chris Tarrant. Come Friday night, it's war, and that love will turn to hate.
I dare say, we do go to war Friday night, so the Collingwood supporters will be pretty snaky with him, swapping clubs.
Paul Medhurst also swapped clubs as part of the deal, and like Tarrant, he won't get any favours from his old mates.
I think there's too much at stake. Once the ball bounces, there's no friends.
Hold the headlines. State of Origin football is back on the agenda. AFL boss Andrew Demetrio wants it to return next year, and he's got support.
If there's a State of Origin game or a representative game in any level, I would encourage the players, if they want to go with what their heart says.
I spoke to several senior AFL players today who all declared they'd like to play State of Origin football, saying they'd love the chance to play Victoria in front of a packed house at the MCG. The only issue is when to play the game. Most experts agree it must be done in the first half of the season.
I've always said that State of Origin should be played in the 4th week of the season, so there's no excuses with injury.
Steve Nowakowski, 7 News.
Nice grab, Maney. Leighton Hewitt was Australia's only winner on the 3rd day of